Made my neck tattooed so bad. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. So today's video, I have created this glossy black smoky eye, matte-ish skin. It's not really matte, but I did try. Nude lip, the lot. So obviously it is officially the season of Spooky, which is my favourite time of year. This is basically like Christmas to me. I have got some Halloween looks planned as well, but I thought, you know, they're not for everyone. I doubt many people actually ever follow them. So I thought I'd do something that's like a wearable Halloween style thing. To be fair, I wear makeup like this all the time, but not everybody does, and I get that. That way also to make a glossy eye as least conjunctivitis-y as possible. So I'm quite proud of that. If you would like to see how to create this look, then please keep watching. So I'm going to start with my skin today because I don't think there should be too much fallout from the eyeshadow because obviously it should be pretty stuck on. I do look a bit boggy at the moment because I have been at work all day and I've had a full face makeup on. So first I'm just going to take the Body Shop Vitamin C Glow Boosting Moisturiser. I think this works really nicely underneath makeup. It's kind of one of those like jelly moisturisers. It reminds me a lot of the Origins Ginseng one. Put that all over my skin. So for foundation, obviously I'm doing a glossy eye, so I tend to think they look a little bit nicer with more of a matte skin, which is something I honestly find quite hard to do because I'm so used to doing glowy skin, but I'm going to try my best. It's not going to be completely matte because I feel like it completely dries my skin out, so there will be like a little bit of a glow, but it's going to be more subtle because I want it mainly to be focused on the eyes. For that reason I'm not going to use any primer today. I'm just going to chuck my foundation on. It's the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation in the colour Macchiato. Beauty blender to buff that into my face, just because I think you tend to get a little bit more of like a full coverage matte look. I honestly love this foundation so much. It's one of my absolute faves. I think it does actually make you realise that whatever primer you use really does like change the way different foundations look, because obviously I normally use this with like the Ole Henriksen Glow Primer, and it's still quite glowy, this foundation, but it's definitely got a lot more of a matte finish without it. I'm never really sure if I actually believe in primer. Like, I don't know if it actually keeps your makeup on. I don't really think there's a way you could honestly test it out, but it's good for kind of changing the way your foundation looks. It's nice to have the option of that. So that's literally just one like pretty thin layer of it. You don't really need a lot of this foundation, which is why I love it. Concealer, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter. This in the colour 240. This is obviously like a new favourite of mine. I spoke about this in my last video. I'm just going to pop it on the centre of my face. I'm going to pop a little bit of the Revolution concealer in the colour C6 just to brighten up the under eye area a little bit more. I do like a darker or like a black smoky eye. I feel like I always have to go a little bit brighter with my concealer. I think it kind of brings out your bags a bit. So I'm just going to set my under eye a little bit with the RCMA No Colour Powder. Do this every day. Just take the flat side of the sponge like this, just because it fits nicely in that little... Look at that, beautiful. And a bit on the centre of my forehead. So now I look fucking 2D as fuck. I'm going to bronze my skin up a bit. So this is the Fenty, Fenty Beauty Bronzer in Private Island. Like this. This is like the perfect bronzer. And I'm just going to pat it onto my cheekbones. Yes, depth. And just run it down the sides of my nose and under my chin. Please, honestly, I don't know who needs to hear this, but please wipe the foundation off your nose ring, thank you. Okay, so then I'm going to pop a little bit of highlighter on and try and not get carried away. This is the Ofra Taliamar highlighter. This is the colour Soho. Just beautiful. I'm just going to pop a little bit on my cheekbones. Okay, that's quite a lot, isn't it? And then I'm just going to run a little bit down the centre of my nose. My base makeup's done. I'm just going to put my freckles on using Freck. Obviously my favourite thing in the world. I always get people asking me whenever I show myself doing my freckles, like, how do you decide where you're going to put them? Which is actually a really good question because it is quite a weird thing to do from nothing. A couple of freckles that I already have, and then I kind of just make it up. Like, I've done this in my makeup routine for like, well, maybe like 4 years now. I kind of know what freckles kind of suit my face. It's really weird, but once you do it, you'll kind of understand what I mean. Like, some just look nice in certain places, and then sometimes you'll put one somewhere and be like, oh no, honey. That's actually it for skin. Really pretty simple. I'm just going to set it with the Iconic setting spray. That skin's gone well then. I'll zoom you in and do my brows and my eyeballs. See, I do more or less the same thing for my brows every video, but I understand sometimes people might have never seen my videos before, so for the purpose of you, I will show you. I start with soap brows. This is like an actual lifesaver. See, it comes with a little spoolie. You just kind of run it around in it like that. It looks really gross. It's quite gross if you think about it. And literally just, who is that? Through your brows. Just pat over my brows with my finger just to make sure there aren't any lumps. And then honestly, once you've got them kind of stuck up, it's so easy to fill in the shape of them. So I just use the Urban Bible palette, always use this for my brows, and use the colour Oaf here. This is a Kat Von D 75 brush. Literally just start filling in. Lines throughout them. I like to kind of round like the top of the arch of my brow off here, just to kind of lift it up a bit. And obviously just make sure you're going in like the direction the hair grows. So where these bits stand up a bit more, you want to kind of push the brush through that direction. Whereas if you're doing like a sweep, you know, you want to go downwards. You're not like the most precise with brows. I always prefer them a little bit bushy. I've naturally got really frizzy hair, so my brows are actually frizzy as well. It's like the weirdest thing in the world. When you touch my eyebrows, they're so coarse and frizzy. They're not like soft at all. I do actually condition my eyebrows. If there is anybody else in the world who has frizzy eyebrows, soap brows, absolute lifesaver, because it literally just sticks them flat. So the product will just go in nicely, whereas sometimes where my eyebrows are so frizzy, you get like almost like a little curl in them. So you get like a little flick. It's just the weirdest thing ever. Don't even. So now going on to eyes. This may be quite risky because this probably isn't the time to tell you this, but I actually haven't done this before. A new product today for the gloss element, so this could all go pretty much tits up, but if it does, we're all in the same boat. Thinking. First thing you want to do if you're doing a dark glossy eye is get a really good base. I'm just going to use the Bobbi Brown Black Ink Gel Liner. I think in my previous black smoky eye video I used this as well, so this is what I tend to use for like a black smoky. Just want to make sure you don't have any creases on your eyelids. I haven't set them with powder because I didn't want the powder to like crack, and then don't want powder then gel eyeliner then gloss. This is a flat Unicorn Cosmetics brush. Swirl it in there like this. You're just going to pat it all over my eyelid. Most gel liners, this one particularly, work a lot better being patted. If you try and kind of get the brush and go like this, it will just go really patchy. So it's a little bit more work, it does take a little bit more time, but it's definitely worth it because you'll just get a really even base. So that's just like the general shape you want. And then while that's kind of still drying, I literally just take a fluffy brush. This is the Beauty Bay Round the Blend, and just go along the edges. So these liners obviously do dry down quite quickly, so you need to work fairly quickly, but it's only really to soften that edge a tiny bit. Like that, just so you don't have that really jagged edge. And going back into the Urban Bible palette, I'm going to take that Oaf colour again that we just used for my eyebrows, and taking the same brush, I'm just going to blend that in and literally just blend the edge. So you're kind of blending from a black to a brown, like really subtly. Don't worry if the black starts to go a little bit patchy when you start blending. If you were just doing a black smoky eye, that would obviously matter a little bit more, but where you're going to put the gloss over it anyway, doesn't really matter too much. And I'm just going to take a Zoeva 227 brush and go into this colour here called Saviour. Just like a warm peanutty brown. Peanutty. Just kind of blend from that brown slightly upwards. If you wanted to, to keep it a little bit more cool toned, you could just keep the black with the brown blended out, but obviously I always have to get some warm tones into every look. I can't do a cool tone, it just makes me look deceased. Onto the other eye quick. Okay, so there we go. Once both eyes are done, I'm just going to go on to the bottom lash line. So pretty much going to do the same thing. So I'm going to take what's left on this brush and just run it underneath. And then I'm just going to go straight into that oaf colour again. I'm just going to take that warm brown again and just do the same underneath. I love a black smoky eye, it makes me feel safe. Okay, then I'm just going to put a little bit of that gel liner in the waterline as well. This is like visually horrific. For this look, I tend to stick my eyelashes on before I go onto the gloss, just because obviously once you've got glossy eyelids, your lashes will physically not stick. Today I'm going to be using the Doll Beauty Chloe Elizabeth lashes. These are like one of my favourite styles of lashes ever. So they look like this. They're like really gappy, fluffy lashes. Just trim them down a little bit, obviously, because I've got tiny little bug eyes. Lashes are trimmed. I'm going to use the Duff Lashes Black Lash Glue. I actually was never a black lash glue girl. That's hard to say. Never really saw the point. But then honestly, once you use it, obviously I'm an avid eyeliner wearer, so it really does make such a difference. Honestly, you can just chuck your eyelashes on and no one can even see. Sometimes they're honestly like up here and I'm just like, fuck it, no one knows. I'm waiting for my eyelashes to dry. I'm just going to pop a bit of mascara on. So this is the Kat Von D Go Big or Go Home mascara. I really like this, especially for thickness, and it is really, really black. Okay, just going to chuck my lashes on now. While I wait for my lashes to just kind of set down and dry, I'm going to pop a little bit of that highlighter I used earlier on my inner corner. Put a little bit underneath my brow as well. Okay, so now it's for the exciting and extremely stressful bit. If you're doing a glossy eyelid, there are obviously like a couple of things that you can use. Some people use Vaseline. I'd say that works really well if you're doing like a no eyeshadow and just gloss look. That actually works really well. I've done that before. The MAC lip gloss is really good. I know a lot of people don't want to use MAC products. I'm trying to kind of phase them out of my makeup routine anyway. Brands probably do a similar lip gloss to the MAC one. I think it's the Lip Glass, the MAC one. It's literally just a clear gloss, but it's so sticky. So that does work, but it's really uncomfortable to wear. It's kind of picture makeup, like this is anyway. This isn't really particularly wearable makeup, but the method I've found to do it is like the least sticky, if that makes sense. The MAC one, honestly, you feel like you've got conjunctivitis the entire time. You're literally like, I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star lip gloss. So these are the new ones. I don't have any of the other colours, but I saw this and I thought, oh, this would work well for eyes, obviously, because that's how my brain works. That is one thing about Jeffree Star products. His packaging is always so clean. Like, it always feels expensive. Like, you feel like you're getting money. This is the colour Midnight Lick. It's just the black gloss. Put this on the back of my hand. I'm just going to take a tiny little flat brush like this. Obviously, mind your fucking eyelashes, please, because this is the most devastating thing when you just gloop like 3 of them together, so please be careful. I'm just going to take that gloss on here and just, you see, pat it onto the lid. Oh, that's just so nice. It's just so fucking nice. I would be interested to see how some of the other colours in the lip gloss range, why am I so low down? See how some of the other colours work for like a glossy eye. I've seen a couple of videos of people swatching them all, and there's some like really nice like pinky champagne golds and stuff, and I think they'd be so nice for like a glossy lid. Yeah. So nice. See, it's going to feel a tiny little bit sticky, especially if you look up, but this is definitely the most comfortable glossy eye I've ever worn. My eyelashes don't feel weird. It just feels like normal eyeshadow. I'm going to zoom you out, do my lips, and then we are finito. Okay, so for lips today, I'm just going to do like a simple matte nude with this. I think if you wanted to go all out, you could go with a gloss, but I just want to keep it nice and simple. This is the LA Girl lip liner in the colour Sugar and Spice. Really similar to MAC Strip Down, but like a much cheaper alternative. And for lipstick, I'm going to use my favourite nude ever. This is MAC Impulsive. It's one of the Powder Kiss ones. Normally with this look, I would do like a wet slick back hair. It looks fucking so good with this. It's like my favourite hair that I ever do. But I did wash my hair last night, so I'm not putting gel in it for absolutely anyone. So there we go, that is the finished look. But yeah, that is the finished look for today. I hope you enjoyed this makeup look. I definitely enjoy doing things that are a little bit different. So yeah, if there is anything in particular you want to see me do, please do let me know down below. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching this video and thank you for being here. Love you all so much and I'll be back very soon. Love you, bye.